What is up, everybody? Bleeding Blue Podcast, episode 66. We are at. Yeah, very exciting. Baseball is almost over. We got Yankees and Dodgers. I saw the equivalent somewhere in hockey terms, and I thought that probably makes the most sense. I think it would be what Leaves and Habs. I saw some.
Yeah, but they wouldn't. That wouldn't happen.
It could.
No,
Yes, it
it's
could.
it's impossible because they're both in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, fair enough. That's weird though. That's kind of I
A
guess
basketball equivalent of Dodgers, Yankees
Lakers.
is Knicks, Lakers. That's or Celtics, Lakers.
Yeah. The Celtics are also like they're also two teams. Like Celtics is like a really just boring, really good team every single year, make it far every single year. Nobody really cares about.
Honestly, I totally forgot that they won the finals last year.
Yeah.
I'm
They
gonna be
it
completely
was
honest.
the most boring series because there's a 4-game sweep by the Celtics. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was five, but yes, nonetheless, it was fucking. It was. I didn't watch any of the games, and
Maybe
usually I watch at least one of them, but I didn't watch any of it.
yeah. No, fair enough. I was gonna say, yeah, no, it's again Yankees, Dodgers. I'm going to watch it because I think it will be interesting. It's like two teams I just hate. Like I don't like any of the teams. I don't want to cheer any any of the teams. I wish that the Mets could have made it far. They could have. I think there would have been a nice chance for them to go the distance and get to the World Series at least, but they did not.
That Mets team is special though. They just got hot at the right time. I think 95 times out of 100 they wouldn't have made it that far with that team.
I thought you
I
just
think the
said special.
what's that?
You just
Yeah,
said they were
that's what I'm saying.
special.
They're special because they were like, they got hot at the right time. You know, they weren't. Let's be realistic. They weren't. You didn't at the beginning of the playoffs when they got in. Did you actually think that they would make it to the NLCS?
Oh yeah, why not? They were a hot team. That's why they
Yeah,
were.
I honestly thought the Phillies would beat them.
I
I thought that they would beat them
I
easily.
made the prediction, bro. I said Phillies were gonna lose.
I did too, but like when at the beginning before they beat the Brewers, I honestly thought the Phillies would win. But that after I saw that series against Milwaukee, I'm like, okay, well then they can actually win this. But at the beginning, I'm like, yeah, the Mets aren't going to go far. But I was wrong. So,
Yeah,
but I think it's just what it was one of those times where they got hot, and then they play the
they did
Dodgers,
get they did
and
get
they
that happens. That just happens every now and then. They were a team that got hot at the right time, and worked out for them. So no,
yeah.
and yeah, but that was hopefully that they can. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe it goes to 7 games. That would be fun. That's always makes the World Series a lot more fun.
Right.
7 games. Will it? I don't know. My prediction, I'll just say it right now. I think the Dodgers are going to win, and I don't think it's gonna be that close. I think they'll win like it'll be like a 4-2 or 4-1, something like that. That's what my
Okay. Yeah, I picked the Dodgers too. I think Otani's just gonna go lights out, especially in fucking New York, man. When they play those 3 games in New York, he's gonna hit at least 3 bombs in New York, and that on that short porch in right field. That's light work for Otani. Um, yeah, I think they win in 5 or 6, like you said. I think Otani wins MVP, World Series MVP, or it's either him or oh God, what's the pitcher's name? Um, the closer Trinan. That guy's been playing really good. I think it'll be either him or Otani. A bold prediction on Trinan, but I don't know. He's been playing pretty good, so I'll just go with him.
that is a bold prediction. My
Yeah.
I guess my World Series MVP. Yeah, Otani's a good choice. It's probably the odds are on favor for him. I'll say I'll say Max Muncy. He's
Max Muncy.
had some big moments in the playoffs before. hitting a walk-off home run off Nate Eovaldi in like game 3 of the World Series, I want to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think, and he's hits a lot of home runs. You could just see all of a sudden him getting hot.
I
So
thought you said Mookie earlier today. I thought you were gonna say Mookie.
I was, but then it's like it's too popular. It's the popular choice. It's kind of boring. Like I just don't like I don't like that because I hate this team. Like it's just so they're so uninteresting. Like there's
Yeah, they need to put a salary cap in this game, man. Because after the Diamondbacks Rangers series last year, what's the commissioner's name again?
Rob
Rob
man.
Manfred, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we need to put some teams that actually bring some viewers. And well, they got it. That's literally their perfect series that
Oh,
they could ask for. The
scenario.
two the two MVPs of the two unanimous MVPs of each league coming together and playing, like that's exactly what he wanted.
I know.
So
Otani in the World Series. That's
first year playing in the
Aaron
playoffs
Judge
too.
in the World Series. Juan Soto in the World Series. Mookie Betts in the World Series. Freddie Freeman in the World Series. And Garrett Cole in the World Series. That's what they want. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they want. And will it be cool? Yeah, prefer to see Francisco Lindor in the World Series. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I just because it's an underdog story. And also I honestly, if the Guardians made it, I would have been so mad because Cleveland against the Mets or the Dodgers is not a good it does not sound right. I
No.
think Yankees Mets or Yankees Dodgers is just has a good feel to it. It's either the Subway Series or it's like, you know, northeast and southwest
Yeah.
face off. That's what a World Series should be like, right?
Yeah.
Is the East against the West. So I think it works out. I think worked out well. It would have worked out well either way. But yeah, I think the Dodgers easily win. I don't think they're gonna have much trouble
Yeah.
with them.
Right. All right, let's move on then. Let's talk some Bills then. Let's talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
They won the game against Tennessee Titans. I did not think it was going to be I didn't think there was any other way. You were right last week with the prediction. Not a bold prediction, the Bills to win, and they won
Yeah,
pretty easily. Other than the
yeah.
game, they were down, but come kind of right back and get your head in the game. And it happens with the Bills all the time, though. It always seems like they're down. Like it always seems like they're
Mm-hmm.
in the game. I'll come in and check the score and just turn on the game, and like it's like 7 minutes into like the first quarter, and they're down like that. It's every game though. It's like every game though that happens. But yeah.
Yeah, they always start slow. I remember the Cardinals game. That was very frustrating to watch. Just them, they're losing to a team that they should easily beat, and then the second half they start to turn it on. Um, which was this was a good game because we didn't have to rely on James Cook as much to create offense. Josh Allen had some nice passes. He was struggling at the beginning, like you said, in the first quarter. I think he was at one. He was like 4 for 12 or something at one point. Like just horrible, horrible passing percentage. I didn't get to watch any of the game because I was working, but I did watch the highlights after, and the defense looked very good.
Yeah.
And they've been very good all year. So I was very impressed with that, especially since Ed Oliver came back and he looked great. The Damar Hamlin has been fantastic this year. He's probably been our best tackler all year, which is great to see because after his shocking injury accident, I shouldn't say injury. It was more like a life changing accident happened 2 years ago. He's been playing amazing football this year. Um, let's talk about Amari Cooper, who we announced live last week, which was pretty cool. But he came in first game. I thought he was going to have less production than we saw. 4 catches, 66 yards, and obviously a touchdown on his first catch as a Bill, which was pretty cool. to see. And I noticed I saw a lot of videos on Instagram about how Keon Coleman was you showing him what the route was because they audibled on the line of scrimmage, and he's like, "Oh, what do I do?" And Keon Coleman's like, "Just run straight or run a post route," and he caught the ball. So I thought that was pretty cool to see Amari Cooper playing well. Um, Coleman with the breakout game, I think that kind of helped. Amari Cooper playing, I think, helped him out a lot in terms of getting him open because Shakir's was the number one guy, and Cooper's playing, so he's getting open too. He had 7 receptions. Yeah, Keon Coleman 4 receptions, 125 yards. He honestly could have had it. He could have had a couple touchdowns this game. I think he had one called back earlier in the first half. And then he had 2 long receptions where he's just so slow, man. I don't know why, but he doesn't look like he's slow, but like when he's running, man, he should easily be running past these DBs and safeties. But I don't know, man. He's been playing great though, nonetheless. Keon Coleman's had a great game. And that's a good sign too, because Tennessee, which most average NFL fans don't know that the Titans have a very good secondary. They're probably one of the best secondaries in the league. And they're probably one of the better, like I said, one of the better secondaries in the league. So the Bills to put up 34 points and Josh Sabo over 300 yards passing and no interceptions is a great feat. So got to give props to both offense and defense. Obviously, the first half was not the best, but that's what good teams do. They find ways to win. So
Yeah.
I
No.
think like I said, they would beat down on the Titans, and that's what they did. So
Yeah.
looking forward to this week against the Seahawks, who are a much better team than Tennessee. But I
But
think
still, it's
yeah,
definitely should win this game.
yeah. My buddy Posse, he is a Seahawks fan, and he thinks the Bills are going to get destroyed. Obviously, because he hates on the Bills, but the Bills are going to win this game. It'll be closer than the Titans game, that's for sure. But the Bills will win. I think they will. Seattle, known for they got a good crowd over there. They got a solid. They've kind of been rough. They have some injuries on defense. Their offense is very good. Geno Smith, I think, leads the league in passing this year. DK Metcalf at wide receiver. I think he might be out this game. I think he has an MCL sprain, so he might be out this game, which would be big for the Bills. But Seahawks still have Jackson Smith and Jigba. They have Tyler Lockett, Kenneth Walker at running back. They got a solid team when they're healthy. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks do win, but I'm pretty confident Josh Allen will have a nice game and the defense will step up.
Yeah.
Geno Smith likes to throw interceptions, so I see a couple happening next week. But yeah, if I just do a little score prediction here, I think the Bills will win by 10, 10 or 13.
All right.
Not too big of a margin, but I think they'll beat them. They'll beat them by a reasonable amount.
Fair enough.
That's my guess. I think it'll be low scoring though. I think it'll be a low scoring game. I think both defenses will be on their game.
All right.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the game this week?
Well, it seemed, yeah, I don't know. Josh Allen had the same sort of game. It's nice to see Amari Cooper in there
Mm-hmm.
getting the touchdown. So I think it's already a good sign for this team. He's helping them out. Yeah,
He hasn't even learned the full playbook,
I
and
know.
he has 4 catches already.
So how does he do that then? How does that work? Like what?
So, like, basically, I mean, every team literally probably has the same kind of plays, and obviously, receivers know how to run certain routes and stuff. So I guess what the offensive coordinator does is they only use a certain amount of plays. Like they have like 300 plays on their play sheet, but like they'll only use, I'd say, about a quarter of those during a game.
Yeah.
But so I guess Amari Cooper probably learned a little, like I'd say he probably learned 15 or 20 plays, if I were to guess, throughout the week during practice and stuff. And then, they'd probably use most of those when he's on the field. and then when he's off, they'll use the other plays that most of the other teammates know well that he doesn't know. And that's why when Josh Allen said alert, which he audible to the other play, that's why he had to ask Keon Coleman for the route. So he just learned probably a little bit, and over time he'll get to learn more, and that's not an issue because it's not even halfway through the season. So it's good that four catches in your first game. I thought it'd be way less. I thought you just only have one or two, but four catches, 66 yards. Like that's very good for your first game. So
So how many routes does he have to like? How do you learn 300 different routes for as a receiver
it's not really routes. Like routes, there's probably about 10 different
or plays?
routes.
Yeah.
Plays, yeah, it's mainly just he reads like he just does. It's pretty obvious. Like usually a receiver, it's either blocking or you're running the route, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's just the way the play is called that's kind of confusing. I think that's kind of the memorization in that sense. And then once you memorize the play, then you know what route you're doing or your assignment for that play call. But I think it's hard to learn a playbook. I think because you go up against different defenses every week, and you got to learn. You got to watch film on the defensive back that's you're coming up against and what they do on defense and what the defense does in zone or man. There's so many complications intact with that in terms of receiver, even a quarterback, right? They have their own little things that they look out for on a defense. But I think for a receiver, it's probably the simplest job in terms of memorizing stuff to do because all you're doing is running a route and watching if the quarterback's going to throw to you, right? So a receiver is probably the easiest to do in terms of memorizing stuff, and I'm sure multiple teams that Amari Cooper has played for. He's also an experienced guy. He's been in the league for multiple years, so he probably has an understanding of what to run or what plays the Bills are calling based off cadences or code words that are in the huddle. I'm sure he figured it out pretty quickly, but over time he'll definitely learn the playbook more and he'll get more comfortable. But yeah, first game he looks great. I'm very happy with how he's been playing.
Hey man, yeah, no, it's exciting. It's very,
Yeah. With Cook didn't have to do much. He only had 30 yards of offense. He only had 30 rushing yards, and Josh was just throwing the ball well. He didn't even have any rushing yards. He had 3 carries and for 1 yard. So he didn't even need to do much. Just throwing the ball and putting the ball in the right places for the receivers. So
yeah.
these types of games are good, especially when against a bad team like Tennessee. You don't have to overcompensate or overwork yourself for these types of games. So save your energy for games against the shitty ass Chiefs or the 49ers coming up soon. So
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. All
yeah.
right. Well, let's move on to some hockey talk then with
Mm-hmm.
our Leafs. As we saw last week, went 1-1 on Saturday. They lost the game to the Rangers. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I just think they're a good team. Like it's hard
Mm-hmm.
to try and get against them. They scored 2 goals on an empty net again. So it wasn't really,
Definitely closer than what it says on the score sheet. It probably was more like it was a 2-1 game.
yeah.
Stolar has definitely kept the Leafs in it. Like he's been playing great. He's probably the MVP so far this season, I think.
Yeah.
For this team, or Ekman Larson or Tanev. I think those guys that True Living brought in, they've been great. So
Yeah, no, the
um,
Leafs have been great in the last little bit. I'm not gonna say so. I was watching the game last night, and I'm not gonna come out here and say they're a different team or any sort of shit like that because
mm-hmm.
a little obscene. I think that you're right. They are a good team. They're different with Berube. I think they are different with Berube, but it looks a little less chaotic and lopsided and
Mm-hmm.
messy than it was last year. It just seemed messy. last year. It just seemed like
Hmm.
something kind of not controversial, but just something going on with the Leafs, some sort of issue. Right now, it just seems pretty calm. Like just it's their last night was probably one of the most dominant games I've watched the Leafs ever play. In terms of their percentage in the offensive zone was insane. The defense played fucking incredible. Our defense
Hmm.
got so much better. They played so much better. How many shots blocked was it last night by Toothless fucking stole or no who was it?
Toothless.
No, why am I forgetting his name? It's not Ekman Larson. Is it? No, it was
Tanev.
Tanev. Yeah, it was Tanev. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a great game.
He did, yeah. He had a very good game, and he's another guy that, yeah, like he just is just a dog on the ice and in the defensive end, and was blocking shots and helping Stolars out, who has been again very very good for the team. I don't know,
That save off the line, that was awesome.
that was crazy, and
What do you think? What did you think about that Ekman Larson hit on Gensel? Just fucking hit, putting his back up. Just
backwards hit. I mean, I thought it was a retaliation after, or no, I guess there was a couple retaliations going on. The end of the game was great, but I'm saying, dude, I don't have a fucking problem with that. I love that shit.
mhm.
Like that's
Yeah.
fucking put that. Gensel's a fucking bit of an asshole, so put him in his place, man. So that's what they're saying on
Yeah.
the broadcast. They're like, he likes to get in there and be nosy. He gives off like a little bit better, like better than Bunting vibes, like kind of that way. Like he's a small little dude that scores a lot of goals and knows how to piss off the defense, of course. So
Hmm.
I thought they played great. You kind of see now, like, yeah, Ekman Larson. Yeah, I know. Like I'm just looking at his stats right now. Right now, he's got 4 points already, 4 assists in 6 games. Uh,
Hmm.
again, another guy who's been great. Like,
Ekman Larson has 4 points.
yeah,
Wow, that's awesome.
he's had more shots on goal than Mitch Marner.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he's playing on the power play now. I think Riley got moved back to the second line. I think he's on the first power play now, and he's been playing really good. Like I think I want to touch up on that you were talking about the Leafs not being sloppy anymore. I think that's a great point to bring up because I always thought that they, especially defensively, I thought they were a bit clumsy. Um, I not just I'd say it's like more like Justin Hall, and I mean this is from 2 years ago, but like Justin Hall and a while ago with Jake Gardner, and I can keep going back to other Leafs defensemen that were horrible with the puck, but um, I definitely think Rube has focused on that the most this year because the offense is definitely not the problem. Um, because we were scoring, we always score loads of goals. The Leafs, that's the way we've always been, is just try to outscore the team.
yeah,
That's always, especially with good teams like Tampa Bay or the Rangers or Boston. It's always like try to outscore them, not try to play defensively, play good defensively. It's always just outscore them. And I think there's a different mentality in the room this year in terms of in the way that how to in the way to play. I think there's definitely a focus on uh, playing better defensively, and Stolars is obviously great. I'm pretty sure Wall's coming back today,
he's played.
which I think he's playing today, which is great. I'd like to see him come back from injury. No offense to what's that guy's name, Hildeby. He played great in that one game he played against the Devils in his first start. But to have Wall and Stolars as the two guys in net, I think it's fantastic. And I love how they're focusing on defensive work because that's definitely what we need to focus on last year.
I will say that play that for the first goal against who was it, Benoit?
Benoit, yeah, that was a little stupid.
That was stupid.
Um,
Yeah, that was bad, and you would not even count that as a goal, like on Stolar's. Like again, like he played basically a perfect game. Like he saved it too, and
Mhm.
it's some teammate
Yeah.
that scored on him. And then
Yeah.
the second goal was like with 20 seconds left in the game on no, it was on a power play, or like 2 minutes left in the game on a power play.
Yeah.
That
He basically got a shutout. He
yeah,
basically got a shutout.
basically, yeah. Even though two goals against on his,
Yeah.
but no, he's yeah. Last night's game was fucking awesome. There's just a lot of like what usually happens when teams are this good is they have a lot of players who are showing up for the team that you wouldn't expect. It's not just, and that's what's kind of happened so far this year. You're right. You get the guys like Nylander, who's been great to start off the year. Mitch Marner, who's been pretty solid. He's been really good too, like with already
Hmm.
7 points. But you've got like Bobby McMahon already has 4 points and 3 goals.
Hmm.
Matthew Nyes again has been playing well. Max Pacioretty had a goal last night, and like Domi's been really good too. Like his plus minus, he's at 6+ points right.
Yeah.
Playing his plus minus, like yeah, like he just that's it's so far a good start, but
Yeah.
I'm just
And also,
expecting.
Jake McCabe is fifth in the league at plus minus with 7.
No way.
This is a good stat. Uncle Jake, playing very well this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
But
yeah.
yeah, this is great. This great start to the season. Usually the Leafs always play well at the beginning of the season, but yeah,
Yeah.
I am. I'm very happy with how this team's looking.
And they play Columbus tonight. So hopefully, hopefully they win that game.
I think they will. I think they will. If Wall plays well, I think they'll win that game
And if
for
not,
sure.
you just pull him and put in Stolars and he'll win the game. Even though they
Uh,
probably
I don't know if Stolarz will be playing.
won't.
Yeah, I think Hildeby's probably in the backup. Stolarz is staying in Toronto. But yeah, there's tough games coming up. They play the Blues, who's they're always a stingy team. So they have at least have them on Thursday, and then here we go Saturday rematch against Boston away. That's not going to be a fun game to watch. That's probably a loss.
Yeah.
That's probably a loss. No matter who's in net or who's playing, that's probably a loss because it's Boston.
Yeah.
So, and then we usually record on Tuesdays. So Monday they play Winnipeg. Winnipeg's been playing very good this year. I'm pretty sure they're still undefeated.
Like
I'm pretty sure they're still undefeated this year. Winnipeg.
5-0 right now. Yeah.
Yep, they're playing great. So that'll definitely be a tough game. A team that I was very surprised with is Calgary. Calgary's 4-0-1, which very surprised me very much because they do not have any stars on that team, and they've not lost in regulation. So props to Calgary and Utah. Utah is 4-1-1, or the Arizona Coyotes.
It's
Um,
crazy.
they're definitely not a playoff team in my eyes when at the beginning of the year, and now they're looking pretty good. So it also is the beginning of the year, so I can't really say much about that, but
No,
um, I can't really say much in terms of that. But I think this is you know yeah, this is a fun start to the NHL this year.
how about them
Uh,
Devils too, man? They've been solid.
yeah, it's also because they played the
Yeah.
Senators twice, and that was 2 free wins. So I mean, like you
Yeah.
know, I mean the Senators since their 2 losses in where were they, Finland? Senators have been 3-0, so they could be wild card watch this year.
Ah,
Ottawa.
it's so early too, man. It's still
I
so.
know, I know. I know. I love predicting shit. But yes, you're right. It is very early. The Leafs have played 6 games,
It's
so
like,
I
yeah,
just like stirring conversation.
yeah. No,
But I would love to see Ottawa in the playoffs. They got a nice fun team, young team. So that'll be interesting to see. I hate Montreal too, but it's always the league's always in a good spot when Montreal is playing well. So
yeah.
that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, let's move on to a top 5 here, and
Oh,
this is a top 5 that I chose. Um, I'm a big YouTube guy. Back in the day, I was always a YouTube, watched a lot of YouTubers. So we're gonna do top five YouTubers of all time. Could be a group, could be just a solo guy or girl. Um, but yeah, top five YouTubers.
All right.
I will start off.
All right.
Um, I was hard. It was hard to pick. Because I wanted to choose some like iconic YouTubers in my list, but I chose most 90% of my list is, or five out of my six is based off of like who I watch the most. Um, but I honorable mention just because of respect, and he was kind of the pioneer of YouTube and making YouTube popular. I got to put PewDiePie an honorable mention,
All right.
just out of respect and you know the grind he had, and obviously the only non-company to have over 100 million subscribers. Actually, no, Mr. Beast is up there too, but I like to say PewDiePie is the original, like old school main YouTuber that made it big. So I'll put him in honorable mention. Number five. This is the one I've been watching. This is probably the YouTube channel I watch the most right now. Just because I have them so low is because they're a newer channel, and I would put them higher, but I just started watching them. Is Bob Does Sports? They're a golf channel. The boys, Robert Berger, Robbie Fairways, Joey Cold Cuts, Fat Perez. Those guys are hilarious. Love those guys. They're like regular guys too. They're not star golfers. Fat Perez is a great golfer, but not Joey Cold Cuts and Bobby Berger. They're not star golfers. They're like us, regular amateur players. Just go out there on the golf course, have fun, and they do good challenge videos, and they're great comedians and have a lot of fun on the golf course. So I like watching them. So I'm gonna put them at five. At number four, I have Oprah Side. You definitely don't know who Oprah Side is.
Yeah.
He's probably the funniest YouTuber I've ever watched. He is so funny. He used to do basketball reactions. He's like the biggest LeBron fan ever. He does like reactions to like rap music videos and stuff. It's so funny. He doesn't do YouTube anymore. It was back like 2017, 2018 days when he was in his prime. That guy, man, oh my God. Every day after school I used to watch his videos. So funny. Oprah Side, that's my guy. I'll put him at number four. At three, I got Smosh. I think everyone used to watch Smosh back in the day. Food battle, Smosh games. They used to do like GTA challenges. It was so funny. Um, I think, I just think back to those stupid videos they'd make of like, they had like the keyboard and they could type in whatever they wanted and it would just appear and shit. Like, stupid shit like that just was so funny, and great skits they would make. Just old school YouTube, man. Just stuff like that. Just, I would watch all the time. They were probably the first YouTubers I'd actually watch. I think I first watched were Smosh, so I'll put them at number three. Just because I used to watch them so much. Number two, Dude Perfect. You might have them on the list.
Yeah.
The best sports YouTubers of all time, and I don't think there's any debate. Um, I could Ty, Cody, Kobe, Corey, and Garrett. The guys, they're insane. I used to watch them when they had the first studio, the little warehouse, not the big one that they have now. When they were still, they were under, I think they were under 10 million subscribers, but back when they weren't like massive like they are today, like the blitz ball, the trick shots, man. Like I can go on. Like the stereotype videos are so funny. It's awesome. So I got to put Dude Perfect number two, and number one. This is kind of cheating because there's seven of them, but I got to put the Sidemen at number one. Definitely, I've definitely the most I've watched of any YouTuber group like people. KSI, I just dissed him a few weeks ago with his new song, but he's probably my favorite YouTuber of all time. Rhoda Shaw. Mini Minter, all those guys. You know, they have they have the group channel now. They have over 10 mil, but each one of them I used to watch individually. Um, yeah, just the best British guys. They used to do GTA videos, FIFA. Obviously, that's where they all started off with was FIFA and Call of Duty. But yeah, Sidemen number one, best YouTubers of all time, no question. Here, I even have a where's the book? It's over there. I'll get it after. But
Oh,
yeah, I have the original Sidemen book.
oh,
The Sidemen book. Oh
I was
man.
gonna say, did you have the KSI book too? Like I know,
No, I don't know. I do remember when he brought that out though. Here, I'll go get it right now.
yeah.
I have it in the corner here. This is like old school. Look at this. The old school Sidemen book. Like this is like 20 back when JJ had like probably the worst haircut of all time.
You see
I
it.
don't know if I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you
Oh,
look at the bottom right, like the worst haircut for the photo shoot. Oh man, good times. Good times. When did this come out? This was 2016. So I'm an OG fan. I'm an OG Sidemen fan, that's for sure. So
that's sick,
I think
bro.
it was their 11-year anniversary the other day of being the Sidemen. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, Sidemen number one. That's my list.
Cool, cool, understood.
Yeah.
All right, well, my list ain't as I just again I'm not as big into YouTube as you are. When I
Mm-hmm.
was younger, I don't even know what I did when I was a kid. Like I really don't. Like more I think about it, it's just like what did I do? You know what I watched on YouTube before we get into it. It's pretty lame. I used to watch unboxing of movie collections a lot as when I was a kid.
Movie collections like
Yeah,
DVDs.
like DVDs, like some guy.
Okay.
And
No,
then
I watched unboxings too. I watch that shit all the
I
time.
watched some, yeah, but like mine were like Warner Brothers 100th year anniversary. It's like weird shit. Like it's just and
Just movie nerd stuff.
yeah, movie nerd
Yeah.
stuff. And
I watched that shit too. Like I used to watch like Pokemon card unboxings, all
I
that
get
shit.
that, yeah. Like I used to watch like Lego unboxings, a lot of Lego unboxings, bro, and like Watch Mojo and shit like that. So I didn't put Watch Mojo
Mm.
on here because I wanted to like personalities, like one. I kind of wanted to do like one guy, not like a corporation that like
Right.
do a bunch of stuff. Like they do interviews with like celebs and all that sort of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
number five, one that is very nostalgic for me. Maybe you know this guy, but crazy Russian hacker.
Mm-hmm.
To watch all the time. I love those life hack videos, just like designing like using like a lighter or something like that and to create like some bomb or like some flare gun
Yeah.
crazy like that. Even though I never could do it, but I used to think it was so cool that he could make these things. I
Mm-hmm.
crazy Russian actor. I did forget my honorable mention, but I will have an honorable mention right now. I'll tell you, Furious Pete, the goat.
Yep. Yep.
Review guy used to love that, or and just like absolutely just destroy food. Loved Furious Pete
Yep.
and still do. That's the other thing. Because some of the YouTubers I was looking back on, I was like, I am not a fan of you anymore. Like your cringe is.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like over time we've kind of grown out of the like the Sidemen. I don't watch most of their videos anymore.
And Roman Atwood was one of them that I was like, oh my gosh, I used to watch so much Roman Atwood.
Right. Yeah. Is he on your list?
No, no.
Okay.
But number four, a YouTube channel that I watch a lot nowadays is Baseball Doesn't Exist. They're
Okay.
one guy who does all these breakdowns and videos on MLB players and their kind of their life story and how crazy they were. Because you always hear about any sort of
Okay.
player, sports teams, sports players have characters, crazy characters. In hockey,
Mm-hmm.
you got fucking I don't know. You got that guy that was in the cop car and said a bunch of slurs and shit like that. Yeah,
Oh, Galchenyuk.
yeah. And then there's
Yeah.
a bunch of like other guys that got CTE and stuff like that who are just
Right. Right.
there's a bunch of documentaries on Prime that
Okay.
good ones. And then in football, you got fucking crazy characters like Gronk, and you got fucking all those wild guys, Tyreek and fucking
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. And
Yeah.
in baseball, you got guys like Max Scherzer and Josh Donaldson and Manny
Mm-hmm.
Ramirez, and they do a bunch of great videos and breakdowns on just what is going on in the sport and what and just really, really good breakdowns of
Yeah.
like they did a really good breakdown on the Jose Altuve like accusations during the 2017 uh,
Okay.
scandal, which is really good. They did, yeah, just really, really good videos on a bunch of crazy baseball players like Max Scherzer. Watch if you,
Hmm.
I highly recommend you watch the Max Scherzer one. It is really, really good. It's also just so
Okay.
crazy the life that he fucking had and just like the shit that he did. Like pitching when he got a ball thrown at him directly in his eye and then going like 7 shutout with like 12 strikeouts with a black eye. So
Wow.
it's pretty crazy. Um, Number three, part of my grade A childhood when I was 14, when Fortnite was a huge thing. I gotta put this in, Mr. Muselk. Maybe I kind of want to put Muselk and Lachlan together, but I'll just put Muselk because I watched way more of him and I was
Okay.
easily entertained by him. I thought his
Yep.
videos were so much fun. I loved. So I reckon we only used the scar for this video. We only gonna do that, and then no builds. Like I love.
Yeah.
He's just like he's funny. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Not problematic. When he did his videos with Creata and Lachlan and
Yeah.
Lazarbeam, I can't even say the name, and like yeah, just a bunch of like really fun creators from
Yeah.
Australia.
I used to watch Muzak back in Overwatch days before he was on Fortnite. That was Muzak was a great Overwatch player.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he was Grandmaster. I think he was really good. But yeah, I
yeah,
used to watch. I did watch Muzak in the Fortnite days. But
yeah.
yeah, he was actually on Overwatch. I think a lot of YouTubers who play Fortnite um
Yeah, I think
or
that,
COD now they originated on Overwatch. Like Tim the Tatman, he originated on. He got his following on Overwatch, and then he started playing Fortnite, and obviously, but yeah, Muzak, great pick.
all right, number two. I don't think you will know this one. This is again uh this is again
Jesus.
a another movie channel that I've been watching. This guy that does reviews on uh just a bunch of like MCU, DC, like all the kind of franchises that are kind of really popular.
Hmm.
Variety Hour. I
Sorry, can you say it again?
Cosmonaut Variety Hour.
Cosmonaut
Variety Hour.
Variety Hour. Okay.
Yeah, they are. The guy is fucking hilarious. He's also just like very very similar uh, opinions on film and television.
Hmm.
So I agree with him, and his videos are just great. Like his opinions are really interesting, and he does a great job with.
He does like film, like video essays on
Yeah,
like films and shit. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
What I do you watch Cinema Sins?
yep. Oh yeah. That
Oh man, I
I put
love
that
that
one up. I
channel.
mean, again, that's kind of a corporation too, but CinemaSins is a really
Yeah. Oh my God, man. Cinema Sins so funny. Like
yeah,
I love watching like the shitty movies
yeah.
and then like I like the like how I just searched up your cosmonaut Madam Web. I loved watching that, like those types of like cinema
Yeah.
sins and like just him explaining the stupid shit that's in it. It's
Yeah,
so funny.
I recommend you watch one of his videos because
I will, I will, I will.
something
This
that
looks
you would
interesting.
like too. It's definitely something that you would like. And then at number one, this is a little bit biased, but RJDH Productions. Again, it's kind of a discontinued channel right now. It has changed from, it is now known as Bleeding Blue Podcast, but
Yeah.
for RJDH Productions,
What's Bleeding Blue podcast? What is that?
I know, I don't know. It was running YouTube basically.
Hmm.
RJDH
Dude,
Productions.
there will be movie reviews, man.
There will be movie reviews. You got Ryan's mini movie reviews. You got Ted and Ted, a holiday special. Ted and Ted the trailer. Who farted? You got so many classic videos on RJDH Productions. Lots of different things. I highly recommend if you. They're still public technically on Bleeding Blue podcast. If you look in the playlists on the channel, you can take a look
Hmm.
at all the different things that are.
I think the Goodfellas There Will Be Movie Reviews is pretty good. I don't know who was on it, but I remember watching that and that was pretty good.
But I think the highlight of that channel is my video essay on Moneyball. One of my, I think, proudest video essays.
It was pretty good.
on the film Moneyball, which I love. So got a lot of views on that one too, or a decent amount. I wouldn't say crazy, like
Mm-hmm.
2,000. So, but yeah, definitely RJDH Productions. More content to come with that. Hopefully, I think I want to post the Unreal Engine video that we're gonna be making with our friends on there. I think that'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Anyway, that's my list. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's good. I've only heard of what's that? One, two, three, four. So I know majority. I just don't. I'm gonna watch definitely. Baseball doesn't exist, and Cosmonaut, Variety Arrow. I definitely check out. Those look interesting.
They are very good. So those are the YouTube channels I usually watch. Another one, Jolly Olive, is another guy who works for John Boy. I don't know if you know John.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Of course I know John Boy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's another one I could have put it down, but I'm not.
Oh, I would put I was gonna put Spitting Chicklets, like the Barstool guys, but I can't really do that. Like the Sandbagger Invitational with Wit and Biz. Oh my god, I could binge watch those like for hours. They're so fucking funny. It's because Biz is so shit at golf and Wit's so good. It's just like it works like so well together. I don't know why, but it's fucking hilarious. I love those guys.
All right. Well, I think that is enough for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will get out the answer. Hopefully, you guys can vote on whose list is better on the Instagram.
Yeah, keep voting, guys. Keep voting because
Voting.
we want to hear your opinions.
And thank you guys so much. We will talk to you later on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Spotify. We are all there. Have a good one. Cheers.